All right. So you were saying Netanyahu somehow lost the Brooklyn in him, basically, right? Basically. All right. Who has the first question, or as in we say in New York at a Q&A, who has the first speech to make?
Let me ask something as I climb the stairs for somebody. Since you made the film, are you in touch with the people that were in the film? Has anything happened with their lives that's notable?
Nothing happened with their lives. I am in touch with them. I invited all of them to the premiere that was in the Jerusalem Film Festival. And what was very moving that they said that they were glad to take part of this film to show the Israelis their suffer. They think that we as Israelis, we don't really, connect to their suffer.
So this appeared at the Jerusalem Film Festival.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I had to get for them special permits from the army.
To attend?
To attend.
Why is that?
Because they are not allowed to cross to Jerusalem from South Hebron. So I got a special permission from the army for 3 hours that they can attend to the festival, and they went back.
I have a funny story to tell about the Jerusalem Film Festival. My first film won the top prize there, Roger and me. But I didn't attend because I had a big fight with them. They would not put Arabic subtitles on the movie. They were going to put Hebrew and French. I said, where are the French? It's called the Jerusalem Film Festival. It should be in Hebrew and Arabic. But anyways, the next year they changed it, though.
Yeah?
Because of the ruckus it caused. So it was kind of, yeah.
So I think a lot about victimization these days. And I wonder if there's any way to help people out of the hole, to help them set up as naive, pardon me, as a recycling plant. Any way to use it's one thing to show, and it's a horror, but it's another to actually help people climb out.
I have to tell you that the World Bank came with like $1 million to relocate, to close this garbage dump, and to open a recycling place for them, but it didn't happen. Now, we don't know why it didn't happen. Maybe Israel was very, tough in giving the permits, but anyhow, it was going for a year and nothing happened, even that the money was there.
That was my first thought. Wasn't my first thought.
Hi, I'm just curious about the children in the film. Are they attending school, or what are they doing all day?
Some of them attending, and after school they are coming to the dump, and some of them are not going to school, as Harun is not going to school, because on one hand, the parents, they think that education is very important, and education will cause them to win life. But on the other hand, the dump is very tempting, that they are going there every day and they can bring some money home. So the children that you saw are not attending in school.
Hi, Shosh. I just have a comment that I'm so overwhelmed at how brave that film is to make, not only because of the obvious subject matter, but to see you, who I know and have worked with before, perfectly coiffed in that setting, and just to make an observational film and have the strength to trust that the story will show itself without having you feeling you sitting there saying, so, what's it like to go to the dump all day? Which is kind of how we're used to doing it, unfortunately. Bravo.
And I'll add on when we're talking about the environment. Did this affect your social life at all, shooting this film, as far as just being at the dump all day and coming home?
Being on the dump.
You know what he means by that, don't you?
Being on the dump all day, first of all, it was emotionally very, very hard. Very hard to watch from so, close people that are, at the end of the road, as I say, that there is no deeper place to go to bring, food to their children. It's a heartbreaking. And physically, it was very hard in winter. It's very cold up there because it's mountains. At the summer, the wind are very blowing there. I would come home trying to get, the smell off, but you go with the smell like for weeks. It's like stuck to you in, anywhere. But emotionally, it was very, very hard, very hard.
The pictures of human suffering are very upsetting, needless to say. I'm also wondering about the suffering of the environment. There's no indication as to what happens to all of that stuff, whether it just piles up, whether it's buried in landfills. There's one image of these plastic bags swirling around in the air, and I can just imagine what the surrounding area must look like in the face of all that garbage. What actually happens? Do they bury it, or does it just continue to pile up like that?
It continues to pile off like that. They try to bury some, but the environment suffers from that they burning the tires, to take out the metal in them, and the conflicts, on daily basis with the settlers is about this burning. But of course, the environment suffers a lot, enormously.
But Israel proper, though, from what I understand, has fairly, as strong as environmental laws as a Western country is known to have. Is that correct?
That's correct, but not there. So
it's okay to violate the environment.
Yeah,
as our friend said at the beginning here, there's no border on the earth for the environment.
Because it's very convenient for the settlements around to bring the garbage there and not, to bring it 3 hours from there, because there is another garbage dump close to Beersheba, but it's a long way, to bring it. So it's very comfortable.
But I'm just with the settlers. Why would it be comfortable for them to dump so close to their home? I can see why they might want to truck it 3 hours away. There's a big, where we're from in Michigan, in Flint, is where the Canadians dump their garbage. Ontario brings their garbage, and it's a parade of these garbage trucks every day, taking advantage of a town that is poor and broke and has been a victim of our situation here. And we have all this, of course, but there's some rules. So it's, there's like bits buried and there's things they have to follow and all that. But nonetheless, the concept of taking advantage of a people that are hurting.
But they are hoping that they will not burn, and they call the police and try, to prevent it. But, in this area, the law is very, very fluid, It's, you cannot say that the Israeli law exists there, know.
In the longer version, you see more of the army and the police. I think even maybe I don't know about the settlers, but there were some kind. The cops would show up and chase the kids and.
The cops shows up. They chase the kids. They take for a few hours to prison one of the Palestinians and brings him back, and nothing happens. It's a continuous situation.
Right. Who's next? Okay. Yes.
Thank you so much for this movie, but I see that you also leveled the playing field by the residents complaining against the Palestinian Authority, the PA, Israel and the PA. What do you think is the responsibility of the PA to help their own people in this territory, the Jews, the Israelis cannot come in?
I think that their responsibility that they don't create, jobs. They don't create for people places to go to work, but it's very, very complicated because they don't have any economy. And they don't have any economy because of the conflict and, the Israeli-Palestinians relationship that doesn't, makes it happen. That's what I think.
We have time for 2 last questions.
I just wondered what happened to the son that tried to sell the land. Was he sentenced to something? What happened to him?
No, he didn't, because they didn't find, charges against him. and he was released, and he went to his second wife to live with his second wife in Israel, because for him it's better life in Israel.
It's a better life if he lived in Israel now, to say the least. Yes.
So, about medical implications, have any medical problems been noted in the children, in the Palestinians, or even in the Jewish settlers, the Israeli settlers in the neighborhood, from the effluence of the garbage, the water, artesian water, the constant pollution of the air? Has anything emerged?
No, not.
No, but if it's a healthcare question, Obama is at fault. It's a little inside stuff going on here. You happy? Good? Everybody okay?
Happy.
Thank you very much, and thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you all, Michael. Thank you, Shosh, for being here. Folks, we have a dozen more films coming up this week, so please join us for all the other films.
you
Not
so
all of them
much,
are
Michael.
about garbage,
Remember-
and many of them
Can I ask
uplifting
you
this year,
something?
too. So thank you for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you. Next up at 5 o'clock is the screenplay reading of Here Comes the Sun up in our gallery, the SpeakEasy Cafe. Please join us there at 5 p.m. It's free, and there's wine, so if nothing else, come for that. Thank you very much.